Powerful words. And now, Madam Speaker, I am honored to yield such time as he may consume to Congressman Green, who has been a longstanding member of the Equality Caucus, who has always encouraged the celebration of Pride. And for the last 8 years, he has led the resolution in the House marking June as LGBTQ Pride Month. And I want to thank him again and his office for his efforts, and thank him for being with us this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Cicilline, and thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, and still I rise. And I rise tonight to continue to make my payments on a debt that I owe. I'm the son of the segregated South. I know what invidious discrimination looks like. I know what it sounds like. I know what it tastes like. And I know what it smells like. And because I have suffered invidious discrimination, I want no one else to suffer what I have suffered. I rise tonight to pay a debt because I didn't get here by myself. And the people who look like me, we didn't get here by ourselves. Along the way, there were people of different stripes who made a difference such that we could have the opportunities that we have today. So I'm proud to say that I am an ally of the LGBTQIA caucus. I'm proud to say that I'm a member of the Congressional LGBTQ+ Equality Caucus. And I'm proud to say that Mr. Cicilline is a person that I have great respect for, a person who is making a difference not only in the lives of people who are a member of the community, the LGBTQIA community, but also persons across the length and breadth of the globe. Because when you help some directly, you help all indirectly. So Mr. Cicilline, thank you for this preeminent privilege to stand tonight and to be a part of making the world a better place for others. I thank you so much. And I desire, if I may, to continue. Thank you. Mr. Cicilline, I want to make the world know that the caucus that I'm a member of, the LGBTQ+ caucus, has 170 members. The caucus was formed in the 111th Congress. Today, we have introduced the original LGBTQIA+ Pride Month resolution. This resolution encourages the celebration of the month of June as LGBTQIA+ Pride Month. It tracks the accomplishments and the milestones in the fight for LGBTQIA+ equality. It has 187 co-sponsors, minus the 100. It has 87 original co-sponsors. This resolution is endorsed by the National Center for Transgender Equality, PFLAG National, the National LGBTQ Task Force, the Transgender Foundation of America. We introduced the first LGBT Pride Month resolution in 2013. This resolution had 25 co-sponsors. We have introduced a Pride Month resolution in every Congress since 2013. In 2020, the LGBTQ Pride Month resolution had 62 co-sponsors. This year, the resolution has 87 original co-sponsors. And now I'd like to just discuss some seminal moments in Pride history. June marks 52 years of Pride celebrations across the country. It was in June of 1970 that the first Pride March took place in New York City to commemorate Stonewall Inn, the site of an act of resistance in June of 1969. In 1977, Harvey Milk became the first openly gay elected public official in the U.S. In 1980, the Democratic Party became the first major American political party to endorse a gay rights platform. In 2000, Vermont became the first state to recognize civil unions between same-sex partners. In 2003, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled sodomy laws unconstitutional. In November of 2003, the Massachusetts Supreme Justice Court ruled that preventing gays and lesbians from marrying violates the state constitution. In 2008, California voters passed Proposition 8, a public referendum ending same-sex marriage in the state. In 2009, Congress passed the Matthews-Shepard Act, expanding hate crime laws to include acts motivated by a victim's actual or perceived sexual orientation or gender identity. Between 2009 and 2011, Vermont, Iowa, Maine, New Hampshire, and the District of Columbia, as well as New York, legitimized same-sex marriage. In 2010, President Obama officially repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell, allowing gays, bisexuals, and lesbians to serve openly in the military. In 2013, the Supreme Court struck down California's Proposition 8 and the Federal Defense of Marriage Act. On June 15th of 2020, the Supreme Court ruled that the prohibition against sex discrimination laid out in Title VII of the 1964 Civil Rights Act applied to LGBTQ Americans. Houston, Texas has a history that we are proud of. We remember the uprising at Stonewall because it marked the beginning of a movement to outlaw discrimination and laws that prohibited LGBTQIA persons from having the same rights as other persons in this country. Nearly a decade after the resistance displayed in New York at Stonewall Inn, the gay rights movement for equality made its way to Houston, Texas. Houston's own Stonewall movement occurred in 1977, June of 1977, when thousands gathered around City Hall in downtown Houston to protest an infamous anti-gay activist who was performing in Houston, Texas. According to Outsmart magazine, more than 4,000 protesters marched around the Hyatt Regency Hotel where the event was held. The first Houston Pride Parade took place in June of 1978 along Westheimer Road, and more than 4 decades later, it has become the 4th largest Pride Parade in the country. This resolution that we have presented to the House today is one that we will continue to present. We will continue to present it because it is not only the right thing to do, it is the righteous thing to do. No person in this country should be treated in such a way as to be defined as mistreated simply because of who they are. We have a right to be ourselves, and we should never ever be put in a position such that it is perceived that being who you are is inappropriate in a country that extols the virtues of liberty and justice for all, that extols the virtues of all persons being created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In this country, every person ought to be proud to celebrate Pride Month. I yield back the balance of my time.
I thank the gentleman for his very eloquent words. And now, Madam Speaker, I'm delighted to yield to